The point of the meeting is, the death of the entrepreneur. What causes the death? And really, the title of this needs to be, it needs to be Side Hustles, the Death of the Entrepreneurs. The answer is side hustles, but it's a lot of distractions too. Side hustles can really be anything though. And this is not for just people in our brokerage. This is people for, I work with a lot of different agents, and I'm finding that some agents, even in their companies, including our own brokerage, will start to get their own organic business and they'll get their own leads. So, they're out there doing events, they're posting a lot on social media, they're connecting with their sphere and inviting them to our events or our webinars, and they're getting people who are interested, but, they'll get 3, 4, and then maybe the 3 or 4 don't convert, and I just don't hear from them all of a sudden. And then next thing I know, they started a TikTok shop. They're reselling items from some other platform. They got a Shopify. They're doing an Etsy. They have a cleaning business that is more not a focus. It's a side hustle cleaning business or whatever it might be. Or ones that got me was they buy a house that's a fixer-upper. This is what I did. And don't realize how much that distracts you from your real estate business. Like, yes, you can build sweat equity, but that should be your focus thing. My only thing that I'm doing is I'm clocking in at a regular job, clocking out, buying a house. All of my off time from work is dedicated to fixing this house in a professional manner. Whereas what happened to me was I thought, I can just renovate this in the evening. But then, I ended up having kids. I ended up having a life. I wasn't as good at it. But anytime I spend, so like I look at my house and say, okay, I want to fix that. Okay, but if I do that this weekend, how is that generating business and income? Let's say that cost $5,000, but the same time and effort could have gone towards earning a $10,000 commission check. Now I'm down an extra $5,000. So really that cost me $10,000 to do it myself, versus, I'm going to spend $5,000 to have someone else do it, whatever it might be. Now, that doesn't mean you always pay people to do other things. It just means right now I'm living in a house that still needs a lot of rent. A lot of things are incomplete, but that's fine because the focus needs to be my business. So the same is with everyone else. It cannot be, I'm going to pick up this side hustle. So for instance, I ran into someone who she started it's like a TikTok shop with an Etsy and Shopify account. She's like really creative. And so it's a lot of her own products, but then she has her TikTok shop. She goes, it's crazy. I posted 10 videos and I've made about $300. I'm like, really? It's interesting because in real estate, you posted 2 videos and you you posted 10 videos. So it's more videos. Like 12, but you just closed a deal where you made $12,000. It was a new build. I'm like, and she sat there and looked at me. She's like, okay, yeah, I need to put more effort into real estate. Yeah. It's just, when you're thinking about higher commission amounts, you have to think that there's going to be a delay in making the money. So for instance, I could go this weekend and I could go work at and bartend and have a side job where I go and bartend, or I do Uber Eats or DoorDash. And I'll make a few $100 this weekend. Now, if I need a few $100 this weekend, and there's a budgeting problem, but I could do that and I can make that much money this weekend. But that same time and effort compounded over a month of doing that consistently, I can make a $10,000 commission check. So let's say I made $300 each weekend, maybe $400 each weekend bartending or DoorDash or whatever. 4 times 4 is $1,600, right? Yeah, 4 weekends, $1,600, or a $10,000 commission check, right? And this is where people kind of forget like I have someone say, well, should I be doing this as well? Should I be doing that? No, not unless if there's going to be some compounding effort. So for instance, in our mortgage company, we have a personal finance management tool that's being introduced. We're building it out ourselves. It's going to come to light. We're going to brand it with other companies as well. So different real estate offices and real estate agents are going to be able to have their company logo, their headshot, whatever it might be, right there, so that the client doesn't just see Purpose Home Lending. They also see them. But it's a paid subscription. So basically, because the cost is pretty high and people are more likely to actually use the app when they pay for it, which is really funny. I think it's going to be like $2, $1.99. They can upgrade to do credit monitoring, and that's a bit more. And they can do privacy protection where they're opted out so they don't get cold calls, and identity protection. All paid services. We're going to be creating affiliate links for the real estate agents so they can earn some ongoing income as long as the client is signed up. But here's the thing is the point isn't for people to make that their primary income goal. The point of it is that they can collect people's information and spread their branding. But you have to be very careful about that kind of stuff, that it's not just your focus. So a lot of my conversations with people is, how are you getting your clients? If you're having a lot of talks with people who don't convert because it is what it happens, or you're working a lot of first-time home buyers, whatever it might be, that's when I would advertise that tool. If you're doing a lot of open houses, it's easy to add that QR code and it's like set it and forget about it. If it's I'm doing webinars constantly and videos constantly promoting this tool, maybe not something I would do. If you're really good at creating video content by showing homes, add a link to your link tree or to your bio, or if you want help, I've helped people recently create their own domain and website. It's pretty cheap and easy to do. But with that, they have just a landing page with all their links. They don't have to pay for Linktree, and it goes directly to their website. You can do that and just have a link to that tool. And maybe once a month, create a video around it. That makes sense, but anything else becomes a huge distraction. It's the same with any type of side hustle, right? I start to do this, I'm going to be distracted. I want to look into, buying a new, for instance, even buying a new house and moving becomes a huge distraction. That's what I have to think about. Like when we think about moving office spaces, I'm going to have to be very careful because it's a huge distraction moving office spaces. Down to like even hobbies, right? You can have a hobby where you're interacting with more people. Like I now have a couple loans from a pool league I'm in, but there can get to a point where it becomes a distraction, and even things like, reselling automotives or, whatever it might be. Always think of everything as, could this be a distraction or not? With that being said, we do have some tools and resources we're going to be implementing that people can go ahead and promote to certain clients. But with that coming out, you're going to be able to make some extra income with clients you're already working with, but we have a way to do it where it's not your primary focus, so it's not a distraction. Right now, information is key. So anywhere where you can gather people's information, like a lot of the tools that we get solicited to buy into on our mortgage side has to do with collecting users' information so that you're getting accurate information to convert them into buyers. This is why our personal finance management tool is going to be a game changer for a lot of people. You're going to be able to have people set goals to buying houses, for moving, whatever it might be, and you get fed that information, which then you're able to reach out and you're prompted to, talk to them. Because they set that goal on their app, or maybe they disappeared but they finally hit that goal, and you're going to get that notification that, hey, they hit their goal of saving up to buy a house. Now's a good time to reach out. Same thing with all kinds of other things, but we're going to have some of those other tools that are a little bit more for business owners. We're finding that for those of you who like and want to network with more people within the community, business owners is a great way to do it. One, you get access to a lot of their employees. Two, it's a lot easier to provide better resources and that actually help them grow their business. So we have some marketing resources, and if anyone in our brokerage wants just their own individual marketing, we have a lot of these tools available as well. Down to payment processing, all kinds of stuff that Purpose Home Lending is offering. But we're also going to be doing webinars and networking groups. And so if anyone is looking to do that, feel free to reach out. As of right now, though, we have our webinar, Building Wealth with Real Estate, on February 25th. So if anyone wants to join that and invite people within their sphere of influence. It's great because it's a conversation starter. Hey, if you're a first-time home buyer or seasoned investor, this is a great webinar. Here's a link to RSVP. You're going to get people who are going to either ignore you, RSVP, or they're going to at least start a conversation and say, oh, I can't buy right now, or hey, prices are too high, rates are too high, whatever that might be, and it's going to create a conversation. The other one we have is our Easter egg hunt. I've been reaching out to agents all over our area, and I have more agents wanting to partner with us and wanting me to create social media. I see them sharing it on their social media. I see them inviting people than we do in our own brokerage. So understand that these events are here to help you grow your business. And it's as easy as creating a typed out, which I can share anyone the message that I send people. And on my lunch break, I can just go through my phone log, my phone book, and say, okay, text this person, text this person, text, this person, invite, just copy and paste. I can go right to my, I can go right to my social media, invite. And when I looked back at a lot of deals our brokerage and our mortgage company brought in last year, a lot of them came from inviting people. Most of them, like most of the closed transactions that we had where it came from one of the events, the people never even attended the event. There have only been a couple where people attended the event. And you know what's crazy is last year from our previous Pictures with Santa event, we had 2 people transact who came to the Pictures with Santa and Arts and Crafts, like an event made for kids, who didn't have kids. One of them, it was the guy invited his parents, and he went to high school with one of our agents. Another one didn't have kids, but they're younger and just young adults and just wanted to come to hang out. And then I want to say there was a third one, but I don't even remember why they don't have kids. I think they were just joining like a friend of theirs that had kids. So it just goes to show that inviting people and networking with people, like people want things to do. This is a great way for you to grow your business. Just the point is to tell people, hey, as a real estate agent, I'm putting on an Easter egg hunt for the community. I'd love for you to join. Here's a link for more detail or to RSVP. Here you go. People are going to see that and go, oh, that's right, you're a real estate agent. Funny thing, I'm actually thinking about buying a house. Can you help me? And I guarantee you're going to get some business from it. So I'm available. I will say that I think if anyone, even if you're looking into our brokerage or you just want help and you're in other brokerages and you want to work with our mortgage company, I'd say the biggest thing I'm seeing right now across the industry is people are not asking for help enough. They're not trying to get feedback. They're not looking for resources. This is why coaching programs in real estate make a ton of money. It's because you have that accountability partner and someone you can go to for help. Whether what they say helps or not, it's just having someone that you can go to and ask for help. So if anyone needs help, anyone wants to create some strategy, don't be a silent sufferer. Please reach out. Please join our meetings. So thank you for Chanel for joining. But yeah, if anyone needs anything, please let me know and we'd be happy to help.